Today, class, we are going to start on Chapter 6, Starting Your Own Business, the Entrepreneurial Alternative. Our learning objectives include we're gonna start with definitions. We'll be doing definitions throughout this course of so many different words that you'll need to learn and apply. But first, we want to know what is an entrepreneur, identify the categories of entrepreneurs, and why people decide to be their own business owner, and that's their career path. We're going to discuss the environment that's for entrepreneurs, some characteristics of them, and summarize the process of starting a new venture and explain entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur is a person who wants to who wants to start a business, has a risk, has an idea, has something that they've created, and they want to share that. But they also want to do it in a sense where they'll get profit. So they're going to take a lot of risks. Business owners, they have a desire to have their business grow. They want them to grow a business. They want to find something that's different, something that's unique that they can actually use to create a profit. But they are not managers per se. They're entrepreneurs. They are visionaries. They are people who have a creative dream. They have an idea. And that's what makes them a little different from managers. Categories of entrepreneurs. They give you two types, serial and classic, and social. What does that mean, really? If you decide to be an entrepreneur as a career, know this, that these individuals, whoever you are, they have many characteristics that separate them from a standard person who wants to work and pay their bills. They have an idea that propels them to doing something that's unique, something that is either done or not done sufficiently. They have a new way of doing something that we've been doing for a long time. But many businesses started in construction and service industries because they are pretty much the easiest businesses to start. But entrepreneurial careers is people who just start, businesses, and they're actually creators. They have celebrities are entrepreneurial. They have dissatisfaction with the traditional workplace. They want to fulfill customer needs. They actually can see beyond just the numbers. They can see that this is something, or this particular area is something that's not exploited to the fullest potential. They can take that one process and actually rearrange it in a way that people are not doing it currently. But the main thing here is, why do people want to do something like this? It's the comfort and security of working for someone else, and you decide to take this huge plunge into becoming an entrepreneur. Question is, why do you do it? Why would you do something like that? Well, the first is they want to be their own boss. They want to. They essentially want to set the tone of the organization. They want to be able to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. They want to take their vision and propel it into the future. They may see a desire to succeed financially. Obviously, when you're working for someone else, you negotiate to some extent what you get paid, but at some point it's going to cap off. You'll either have to leave or settle for annual increases that may not be what you desire. You may have aspirations of much more wealth that you can never get working for someone else. Job security. Unless the business fails, generally you can do anything you want with your own business. You can wear many caps, you can be laid back and let everyone else do the work, but the bottom line is you're the boss and no one can fire you. And that's a big reason, particularly when you're in a situation when your company is downsized and you're in a upper 40 age, and you may feel like it may be difficult for you to find another job. Why find another job? Just go out and start your own venture. But and the other is a desire for an improved quality of life. This is true for individuals who work hard, work long hours, constantly traveling, constantly doing things away from their families and friends, and generally may feel they don't have a life. And having their own business give them that flexibility to do what they want, work their own hours, and not have to answer to anyone. That kind of freedom is extremely provocative for many people. So know why entrepreneurship? You want to be your boss. If you are the self-motivated individual, self-management is good. You can drive, it drives you to do what you want, but it also gives you clear focus. Entrepreneurs clearly have a vision, and that's what makes them so incredible. And you'll notice that there are many entrepreneurs, and we'll talk about a few. And if you know of any, let's talk about those individuals who had a vision and was able to go against tremendous odds. They self-managed themselves. They did not need anybody to tell them what to do. They knew what to do. Um, Entrepreneurs want to make money. They want to be a financial success. So they find ways that they can do that in very interesting ways. Job security. Again, large companies in general are not providing the kind of security they used to. I mean, 20 years ago, pensions was the thing for retirement. 401ks replaced pensions, and now people are losing those. So the security of having a job is no longer real. So entrepreneurship is not as risky as one would think as it was 20 or so years ago. You don't have that comfort. You've worked for a job for 30 years and you have this pension waiting for you when you retire. Those days are slowly becoming obsolete. So many people are propelled not just by the fact that you may not have your job, but the fact that you may have not have the type of future that you planned in terms of your retirement. So people want to have that security, and the only way to have the security is to have your own thing. Um, so that's a huge, huge reason why people take that plunge and decide to become an entrepreneur. Quality of life. Starting your business gives you the choice. You decide, depending on what type of work you're trying to accomplish, you decide your working hours. You decide where you work. You decide how you work. That kind of freedom is very liberating, but it does come with a tremendous amount of responsibility. I want to make that clear. The environment for entrepreneurs. And again, this is just opportunities where entrepreneurs have thrived. They have to deal with economic and demographic trends, things that are going on right now. And we can talk about social media as being one. Using YouTube videos is another. People are using YouTube videos to gather an audience, market a product, and it's been successful. Google is one example of that. For example, now if you go to Google and you have a YouTube account and you watch certain type of videos, well, if you notice in the past 5 years, maybe more, those YouTube videos are preceded by a commercial. That is something that Google just inserted in and it's part of their product. And YouTube for years did not have this, but when the two companies came together and formed this new venture, you see more and more commercials preceding your YouTube videos. Now, many people think it's a very annoying thing and they don't like it, and sometimes you have an option to not watch it, but it has created it generated a revenue stream for Google when they acquired YouTube, and that revenue stream is called advertising. Now, it's all a question whether or not it's effective or not, but it is now a part of YouTube, and we all have to deal with it. Globalization. 20 years ago, I would say maybe 20, 30 companies, big companies, did business around the globe. Now you're finding with the advent of YouTube and other information technology, with emails, with the internet, you can do business around the globe, regardless of the time structure, regardless of payment means, meaning currency. You can do business around the globe. Globalization is a real possibility, even for micro-sized businesses, which has only been really globalization has only been a real impact years ago for larger companies, but now this is not the case. Internet has caused us to be able to talk with people across the globe and interact and obviously do business. Education and technology. Again, with technology changes, people with that sort of skill can truly find innovative ways to do things differently. And with the technology changes, there are vast ways that you can earn money and use and utilize those types of things that are not being done. I mean, years ago, we probably didn't care about spyware and other types of software. Now we can't live without it. Why? Because we know that there are people out there who would love to hack into our machines and gather our data. So now companies have formed this venture of now providing software that protects your your computer from spyware and other viruses that could actually create problems for you. So if you look in the environment, if you look what's around you, you will find opportunities to work, to have your own business. They're just looking for you to discover them and to create an opportunity for your business. Globalization, this chart here is just giving you some example of driven or efficiency driven or factor driven economies. And these just saying something that was created new from scratch, innovative. Efficiency, something that's here, but now we are making it better, faster, stronger, more effective. Factor driven would be things that we create, a process that we create that's different. But again, we are all together in this globe, and we're now interacting together more than we ever have in the past. And that's an exciting thing. Major opportunities for entrepreneurs. Now, education, IT, and demographics. The United States, we are dealing with universities that are providing entrepreneurship as majors. That has not been the case years ago. When I was in school, entrepreneurship was some not an elective. It was not even something that they would even teach. Just the whole makeup of how we're doing business and how we're teaching our children is changed, and is a wonderful thing. Information technology used to be for the geeks, and that is such a terrible dogma, but that's the way it was. But now everybody, you need to understand information technology, and you need to use it to better your business or better your life, actually. Now, one thing that you have to think about, we talked about it in previous chapters, but what is the characteristic of an entrepreneur? Well, they have one thing that goes through every single person. Steve Jobs, Microsoft owner, Mr. Gates, and they're the visionaries. They have a vision. They have high energy level. They know what needs to be done, and they are confident in doing it. They don't mind failing because they know failures will ultimately lead to a success. They don't like ambiguity. They want something that's clear to understand, clear to communicate, and clear to produce. They don't have any tolerance for ambiguities. Their focus is on creativity. They are creative. These innovative visionaries are creators. They have high level of creativity. And so when we talk about entrepreneurs, the things that I hear in my mind when I talk about an entrepreneur is a visionary creator. They have the ability to create something out of nothing. And that's an awesome attribute for entrepreneurs. So you have an idea, you want to make it successful, you're really willing to work hard, you want to achieve. You have no problems working 20, 30 hours a week because it's your business. It's for you. It's only for you. It's your thing. And so you have the confidence. You are fearless. You have faith, truly have faith. You don't know with 100% certainty that this is going to work out, but you have faith, and your faith propels you into action. You have no problems failing because when there are new advances, when you're talking about something that's being created from scratch, you're going to fail lots of times. And they know that. And they know failure always leads to success. It's your tenacity, it's your determination that will lead you to getting that product, that service, that vision being completed, and with you being the owner, earning the benefits of that. They're creative. They find ways to do things that are not done before in a different way. As I said, productivity changes. We know a process, we've been doing a process, but now you innovated something new to make that process more efficient, less money being spent. People want that because it changes their bottom line. Or you could find something that's not being done at all, and you can create from scratch, which is the biggest vision of creativity. They want to deal with uncertainties. And we don't know. We don't know what's going to work. We don't know what's not going to work. We all know we're going to give it everything we have and see what happens. They believe they can control their fate. They believe that their fate is not subject to the whim of time. But if they worked hard and if they quantified what they did and they follow through on their failures as well as their successes, they will succeed. It's just a question of when. In front of you here is a question like an entrepreneurial quiz. And I suggest you take it just to see, particularly those who strive at some point in their lives to start a business of their own. See which ones are the questions that you want, that you think are correct. For example, the key to a business success is what? What do you think? Hard work, business knowledge, market awareness, hands-on management, or sufficient capital? Which one is going to be the key? And, and, and there's no wrong answers here. It's just a matter of you thinking about businesses and how to start a business and the kinds of things that go into creating a business from an entrepreneurial perspective. So if you start a new venture, it's an idea, something that you love to do, something you are good at doing. Can you satisfy this need in the marketplace? So when we go through this chapter and when we talk with when we have this meeting with this entrepreneur, those are the kind of things you need to think about. What do you love to do? What are you really good at doing? Is there a need in the marketplace? And if it is, who's doing it? How well are they doing it? So then you need me so the main thing here is you make sure your idea that has some interest. Somebody actually likes it. Somebody actually needs it. So let's make sure I'm going to change this orientation just a second. Okay. All right. So what if you decide not to start a business, but to buy something that's already created? These are some of the advantages that you'll have to deal with. Not all entrepreneurs start a business from scratch. Some take a business and propel it into something that you've never seen before. Some decide, well, I don't want to create something that's new. I wanted to start my business with a franchise. I'm truly interested in the Zips company. Zips is a clothing cleaner, a dry cleaner for low cost, and you want to do that. But either way, entrepreneurs are ready to start something new. They are ready to take a risk, and they are ready to give their all with their example, their time and energy and resources to create or to innovate this business. It begins with plan. Obviously, a business plan should be in writing and is a major undertaking. Many companies get help creating this business plan. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. And listed here are some of the companies that help you create business plans. But I would say you need to have a plan, and it's a shame that many don't. But business plans are great opportunities for you to actually write down what's in your head. It does help you stay focused, and it gives you that accountability measure. But you also have to think about finding financing if necessary. Sometimes it is required that you have money to begin your business. And then you have to find seed capital. It could be your own personal funds. It could be you getting a loan against your home, whatever. But the main thing is, if you find that financing is the only way to propel you into the business, looking for opportunities for supporting that business is important. Incubators is another way to get support in the enterprise zones, working in certain areas that the government feel are risk areas, and they will definitely give you support that you need. Government legislation is also another support that you'll need. Now, the main thing about starting your own business is the legwork of knowing what you want to do and knowing how good you are at doing it. And once you have those two keys in mind, determining if that thing that you want to do or you want to produce, can it be marketed for sale? And that's important. Once you get to those two questions and answer them honestly and even write them down, going forward is far more easier. You don't want anything vague. You want to be clear and specific, and you want to do your research. Now, the next step is entrepreneurship. That's how I pronounce it. And it's an innovation within an organization. And companies are committed to always stand ahead of their competitors. And this is one way they do that. They give their employees the opportunity to create. And this is especially true in high tech firms where technology changes so much, they have to make certain that they're 5 to 10 years ahead of the current technology. And the only way to survive. So, as I end this chapter, note several things. An entrepreneur is a creator, he has vision. He knows what he wants to do. He is willing to take risk. That means failure is an option. He or she is willing to take that idea and put it in writing. He or she is willing to work hard to do whatever it takes. No hourly work, I work 9 to 5 kind of thing. Visionaries, entrepreneurs work with however long it takes to get their product or their service out there for sale. They are willing to reap the benefits. They are willing to pay the price to do what they feel is what is they are good at. And it's a great undertaking, and many people decide to go this path. And for those of them who have done it and have been successful, I applaud them because it is a risky venture. As you read the chapter, continue to think about what you want to do and where you are at this point and where you like to see yourself in the future. Again, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you soon.